Do you like running a little slower than others? Hello, and welcome to today's insight. And I will be mainly talking about learning at different speeds to others, right? So this actually happened. It's gonna take a couple of ways because I've always needed a little more assistance in learning. So I had a tutor when I was young. Also, after my accident, I needed extra help from tutors at school to help me with my studies. Uh, I also needed help from tutors in university to help me to learn how to, to study well for university specifically. Now, now after my accident, which was in college, by the way, uh, and ever since I was young, I have had a difficulty of catching on to social cues. And it was made even more difficult after my accident. It didn't. So, what I didn't get when I was a child, because what happens when you have a big TBI, which is a traumatic brain injury, which is a bruise on your brain, which is what happened to me in my accident, is that you kind of revert back to to what you were as a child due to my very long coma, 85-day long coma. Right, I reverted back to my mental age of a newborn, and I got back throughout all the years. Now, the thing that stayed and that stuck is my difficulty with social cues. And it was something my boyfriend said the other day that really got me thinking, because I've always been someone who said what was on their mind and didn't really think much of it. And I had found a way to better package the saying what I wanted to say in regards to what came to mind, because after my accident I started being someone who was impulsive. So I would say what was on my mind without actually thinking that maybe I should not say it. Maybe this is not the time. And what I realized was the reason why I was telling them what I thought or asking them any question was because I wasn't sure mainly if I would remember the question or if I would ever see them again, because of the fact that I was not necessarily someone who people would, other than my close friends who were kind of used to my being eclectic and weird, no one necessarily outside of them would want to hang out more often with me. I was just this person who just showed up and was there. At least that's the impression I got. Now, that might have been something that I imposed on my interpretation of things, and it's fine because I'm not blaming anyone for it other than myself. Now, the thing is that with that frame of mind, you kind of alienate yourself. And I am well aware I did this to myself, so I'm not mad at anyone. But also, he kind of made me think of the fact that, in actuality, because I was going to say something, and he was like, well, you could have just asked him later when you guys were just alone or at a different occasion. And I was like, well, maybe I might have forgotten, which was the reason why I probably asked. And then I'm like, well, if I don't know if I'm gonna meet him again, why would I ask the question, right? I could just ask my boyfriend, Avo, And he'll tell me because he's his cousin. And I was like, so I see what I've done here, and I see how I can improve upon this. And so I'm still learning, I'm still readjusting, and that is what you want. You want to have these mini traumas and be able to, to figure out how to deal with them anyway, and find a template to give yourself in order to apply next time something like this occurs. So, what I want you guys to think about is, do you have a template that you can follow whenever you do things happen that might not go as well, or you might have mishandled? Ponder that.